Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Arbitrary 20. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the new Cleric from Player's Handbook Playtest 6. So we'll get started with the first change, Divine Order, formerly called Holy Order. It's been moved from second level to first level, and the Thaumaturge option has been redesigned to include elements from the former Thaumaturge and Scholar options. So now there's only two options on this. You get Protector and Thaumaturge. Protector is still martial weapons and heavy armor training, but now Thaumaturge is an extra cantrip, and you get a bonus to your religion checks equal to your wisdom modifier. Honestly, for this one now, I feel like Protector's the only real option. Thaumaturge doesn't really feel that good to me. The reason to pick Thaumaturge before was the extra use of Channel Divinity.
Yeah, they should just add that back in.
Yeah. Sure. They kind of did add it to, or they gave you more uses of Channel Divinity. You get one back on a short rest now, but I still feel like Thaumaturge could maybe give you one extra for a long rest or something.
Or something else.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not choosing Protector right now, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah. This also means one level Cleric tip is like the best for martial.
Yeah, it's one. It's funny that the one level in Cleric is the only way to one level dip armor, other than taking it first level. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice for Cleric, but yeah,
it could end up being a problem. Yeah. Well, and there's no more restriction for Druid anymore either. You play a Druid starting off Cleric, and you just get your 20 AC.
Yeah. And you just work well anyway, ability score wise. So yeah. I think they made Thaumaturge at least
better somehow.
Yeah. So there's a choice here, because there is no choice here. You got two options and still no choice.
Yeah. I honestly would be okay with having three options again somehow, but I honestly really liked Holy Order. That was one of my favorite parts of the last Cleric. And then their spell casting has one noteworthy change. The spell preparation is no longer tied to your level of spell slots, which we talked about that with the Bard one. I really like that. Because when you get up to those higher levels, I said this before, but when you get up to those higher levels where you only get one, it's kind of hard to pick that one spell that you're gonna want that day. Like often you want to pick multiple 6th-level spells and then choose during the day which one you want to cast.
Yeah. Because you never know what situation's going to arise, so you might need both of these, but you never know what's going to actually happen until it happens. So.
Yeah.
And you don't always need 3 second-level spells.
Sometimes, or even first-level spells too. Yeah, whichever. Yeah. Sometimes you just know, like 3rd level, you know all of these are going to Spirit Guardians or something. Yeah. And then Channel Divinity has returned to 2nd level, and its number of uses now increases with your Cleric level, and it isn't based on your proficiency bonus. In addition, you regain 1 use whenever you finish a short rest. The healing and damage of Divine Spark has also changed, and Turn Undead now uses the incapacitated and frightened conditions. Finally, the multi-classing sidebar has a new rule for Channel Divinity. I guess we'll go over the multi-class thing really quick since we're scrolling past that. If you have more than one class with Channel Divinity, so I think Paladin would be the only other one, a class's uses of the feature can be expended only on that class's Channel Divinity option. So it's just, each class is exclusive. So if you get it from Paladin, you can't use your Paladin Channel Divinities for Cleric. Yeah. I don't know if that'll ever come out. There's not too many Cleric and Paladin combos, but
I don't think that'll matter, but at least it's clarified.
Yeah. Divine Spark, I still think this might be a little weak. I do like that it's not like ridiculously strong with multi-classing anymore, being just as good with 2 levels of Cleric and 18 levels of Wizard and 20 levels of Cleric, but I do think this could be a bit stronger. Like, the scaling just isn't quite right on this. I mean, even at level 1, your cantrips do the same amount of damage. Like,
yeah, this makes absolutely no sense to use damage-wise.
Yeah, and in terms of damage, this is awful. In terms of healing, you'd probably just use 1 before a short rest, just because you have to, and you'll get it back anyway.
It's pretty much healing word.
It's worse because it takes an action.
Yeah, that's true. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't even need to be there. I don't know why it's there, but okay.
Yeah, this needs to do way more.
Yeah.
And then the Turn Undead change is a little weird, but I mean, it's fine. Instead of running away from you, they now just have the frightened and incapacitated conditions. I mean, basically gonna do the same thing. Just takes them out of the fight either way. But
did I misread it, or does it also do the damage?
At level 5, you get Smite Undead instead of Destroy Undead.
Okay, I was a little far ahead. Yeah. That one I was okay with, but yeah, I mean, it's just a weird change.
I don't think it's a big deal either way, yeah. And then Cleric subclasses has returned to normal, except everybody's still starting at 3rd level, so the Cleric subclass comes in at 3rd. But the other ones have returned to their normal levels, which for Cleric is 3rd, 6th, and 17th, yeah. Man, so they go a while without getting one.
Huge gap, yeah. Which feels a little weird, but they could almost just put in a small, nice, like 12th or 13th.
Yeah, I mean, I see their thing with backwards compatibility, but I don't know. I guess it just depends on what they want to prioritize.
I mean, the nice thing about Cleric is just baseline Cleric is insane anyway, so you don't really need your subclass to get you something else past level 6. But
yeah,
still, it's less fun to have less stuff.
And then Smite Undead, which replaced Destroy Undead, now uses your Wisdom modifier instead of your Proficiency bonus. And then we've also clarified that this damage doesn't end the turn effect on an undead. So you get turn and Smite Undead, not one or the other. They've clarified that. So now whenever you use turn undead, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your Wisdom modifier, and each undead that fails its saving throw takes radiant damage equal to the roll's total. So, I mean, not bad.
In the situations this comes up in, I feel like it's actually decent.
Yeah, no, it'd be pretty good to do damage, frighten, and incapacitate all of the undead.
Multiple enemies. Yeah, no, I think that's... But you don't encounter undeads too crazy often, so you'll feel really good when this comes up, but you'll be fine without it. I enjoy this.
So. Yeah, I like it. And then on to Bless Strikes. Instead of just giving you a d8 to both, it now gives you an option. For this first one, I don't really see it making a difference, but I do like what they did with the 14th level one. I guess since they kind of go together, we can just go over both. So Divine Strike, when you hit with an attack with a weapon, you do an extra d8 Necrotic or Radiant, your choice. Or you get Potent Spellcasting, where you can add your Wisdom modifier to the damage you deal with a Divine Cantrip. So that ends up probably being about the same amount of damage, 4 to 5 damage on average, either way.
Yeah.
But where it gets interesting is 14th level you get improved Bless Strikes. You get 2d8 extra damage instead of 1d8, or with Potent Spellcasting. When you cast a Divine Cantrip and deal damage to a creature with it, you can give Vitality to yourself or another creature within 60 feet of yourself, granting a number of temporary hit points equal to twice your Wisdom modifier. So you're getting that bonus damage you did before, and you can give somebody some temp HP.
So you get one or the other, right? Or
so you get a more offensive option or a more defensive option. I mean, I kind of wish the temp HP was more, but it is on cantrips, so
yeah. And
maybe it's just if you cast the cantrip, like you don't have to.
Oh, is it on hit specifically?
Yeah, you have to deal damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I think on cast.
Or maybe like now your cantrips do half damage on a success or something.
Yeah, I mean.
I just hate that you can miss completely. Well, I guess Divine Strike you also just miss completely, yeah.
I enjoyed Temp HP, and especially because it has such a wide range. You can give it to pretty much anyone in your party, so it's nice.
This does make it more interesting. I mean, both of these are pretty cool with either the Warlock or Ranger multi-class potential. Like you go to level 5 and either Ranger or Warlock pick up your extra attack and stuff, and then go into Cleric, try to get this stuff.
You gotta go to 14th.
Well, I'm more talking about Bless Strikes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. It is a nice. There could be definitely some multi-class ways to. You have to be doing divine cantrips though, right? So.
True. Yes. So really, only with Divine Strike, not potent cantrip.
Yeah. But still, there's potential there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for a Cleric, when most of you're gonna be doing a big concentration spell and then most likely cantripping, it is a nice buff to have. They
now get Commune at 9th level. It's pretty much just the spell. They just get Commune always prepared. It'd be nice if it was a free casting as well, at least, not just one spell preparation. I don't know. But
I definitely didn't realize it wasn't a free cast, but okay.
Yeah, it's literally just preparing the spell.
Wow. Okay. Okay, I was a little more excited for that. But okay, sure, I guess.
Free cast would be cool.
Yeah, I'd be totally down for that. Because, man, it really doesn't hurt you to prepare one less spell, to be honest. So.
Yeah, and then now probably the biggest change, the last two changes are to the two Divine Interventions, 10th and 20th level. So now as a magic action, you can choose any divine spell 5th level or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast. As part of the same action, you can cast the spell without expending a spell slot or needing material components, and then it's once per long rest. So this doesn't seem that strong at first glance, but it can be a little strong with one of the ones that are casting time of more than an action. The craziest one being the hollow spell that takes 24 hours to cast. You can just drop it in an action.
Yeah, and I mean, a hollow spell isn't that great when it takes 24 hours, but well, like we were talking about before, when you can just say no fiends, no undead. Like,
yeah, you can just delete an entire creature.
Yeah, for a massive radius, for an action with no material components being spent is a little ridiculous. I'm sure there's probably one or two other spells that are like this too.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few spells this is crazy with,
But, I mean, I like where they're going with it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the old Divine Intervention because it was so DM dependent.
Yeah.
On what really happens, like, anything could happen, I guess. So, there are definitely going to be some exceptions they have to make or something.
Like, the last one was really fun, though. Like, it was way too inconsistent. Like, it did not go off often enough.
Yeah.
But I also kind of liked it. I don't know.
I mean, it was fun, but sometimes, like...
Yeah, no, I get that they want to move away from features where the DM has to intervene like that.
Yeah. It was like you don't really have control over what is going to happen, and your DM could really help you too much or hinder you by not really giving you enough. And that, you have this inaccurate thing, and then it doesn't really do much for you because the DM doesn't...
Now you just know what you're going to get. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think this needs to be tuned back a little bit, but I honestly kind of like it.
I agree. There's just there are just a few spells that are making this wrong.
Which, I mean, again, like most features for the casters on the whole martial caster divide, it's hard to judge until we see all of the big spells. We'll see. Mm-hmm. And then the greater divine intervention is, I think, similar to the sorcerer one. You get wish. Well, when you use divine intervention, you can select wish instead of a 5th or lower spell. But you can't use it again for 2d4 long rest if you select wish. But you're also immune to the casting stress caused by wish, which, as been mentioned before, is a little bit broken. Yeah,
this feature is ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. But that's mainly just because the wish spell is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, wish isn't... The casting stress on wish matters a lot. Like...
Yeah, for sure.
I think if they just remove that last paragraph, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's true.
And still feels pretty strong. Like,
I mean, you're 20th level, but yeah, you compare this to other 20th level features, and it's an absolute joke.
Yeah, no, I feel like remove the last paragraph and also remove 2d4. Like, regular wish, once per long rest, doesn't seem that crazy. Because then you still have the casting stress, and you're pretty much only going to use it to duplicate a spell of 8th level or lower.
Are you getting... This isn't casted for free, though, right? You just get it prepared?
Well, you're using your use of divine intervention.
That's true.
Yeah,
okay.
You get 2 9th level spells.
Cool.
Yeah, 20th level. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. That sounds good to me. I mean, I'm good with that.
That's what I would do to it, to change it. But.
Yeah, no casting stress seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess we can go on to the subclasses. First off, life domain. For all of the domains, they're now including the 1st level spells again. So you get 4 additional preparations once you hit level 3. Disciple of Life is now clearer that its extra hit points are based on the spell slot expended, which... I don't think that's a change. I think they just clarified the wording. Yeah, when you cast a spell that restores hit points to a creature, that creature regains hit points on the turn you cast the spell. The additional hit points equal 2 plus the spell slot's level. So, yeah, life berry still deleted, but...
Good.
It's just terrible now, though.
I know.
There's not even a reason to pick this up anymore.
Well, not at this level, right?
No, it just gets worse.
Oh,
I mean, we'll get there.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
So yeah, and then they redesigned Preserve Life, which is the channel divinity that life clerics get, as part of casting a prepared abjuration spell from the divine spell list. You can expend uses of channel divinity to create a spell slot for the casting. You must expend a number of channel divinity uses equal to the spell's level. For example, you can expend one use of channel divinity to create a first level spell slot for casting Shield of Faith if you have that spell prepared. This is trash.
This is garbage.
Yeah, this is like literally unusable.
Holy
Divine
moly.
Spark is better than this.
Somehow. Well, yeah, but
I don't know how you do this bad, but like,
yeah, this is pretty dang bad.
most channels have been, like, think about like Twilight. I mean, that's a crazy example.
Yeah.
But Twilight Sanctuary is like a 3rd or 4th level spell.
But still, like, man, yeah, they really demolished this. Okay, that's a little disappointing to hear.
Which before I think it was just a pretty good heal. Preserve Life was. We can look at the old version. I don't remember exactly what it was. I never used it. The only reason to pick the subclass was Disciple of Life, but that's not even there anymore.
That's an inherent issue with the subclass, though. Like, if you only pick it for literally one level,
yeah,
you know something's wrong with the subclass.
So before, Preserve Life was as an action you present your holy symbol and evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose any creatures within 30 feet of you and divide those hit points among them, but it can't bring a creature to more than half of its hit point maximum. So it wasn't even that good before, but this is somehow worse than that.
Yeah, it was really not that good before. I mean, I guess it was kind of like a free mass healing word, but like...
Well, it's an action, though.
Yeah, they actually made it worse.
The range is half, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they gotta work on this one a little better.
Yeah.
You can't just let Cleric carry all the subclasses.
And then Blessed Healer is now clear that its hit points are based on the spell slot expended, so yeah, I think they just changed the wording just like Disciple of Life. Immediately after you cast a spell with a spell slot that restores hit points to one creature other than you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell slot's level. Still terrible. And then, yes, they don't get the 8th level feature anymore. That's just replaced by Blessed Strikes for everybody in the base class. And then Supreme Healing now applies to Channel Divinity as well to spells. So now when you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points to a creature with a spell or Channel Divinity, don't roll those dice, instead use the highest possible number. Okay, so you just get max healing. I mean, if healing spells were better, I don't think that would be bad, but...
Yeah, the main issue is there's just really not a lot of good healing spells, which is just...
It's most interesting, I think, on stuff like Prayer of Healing, where, so like, everybody just gets like 19 or whatever on the 2nd level. Well, no, it'd be more than that, but
it's
yeah.
10 minutes, you know, like, and this is such a high level you get to set, right? So.
Yeah. But I think, I'm just saying that on like big AoE heals are the most valuable there. But even then, I don't think this is enough for a 17th level feature.
No, the subclass is just terrible.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't think I would play this even if I wanted to be a healer.
Just play Twilight Cleric.
Yeah, I don't think Twilight Cleric is included here, but you know, we're assuming backwards compatibility, so you have to be able to compare it to that, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
These things are taking a major hit. We'll see.
But yeah, next up is Light Domain, which I think had some more positive changes.
Yes.
They don't get a bonus cantrip anymore. Apparently that's replaced by Divine Order in the base class, but no one is picking Thaumaturge. Anyway, the domain spells have some different options, fleshing out the list with options that emphasize revelation. So they still get Fireball. The whole spell list now is Burning Hands, Fairy Fire, Moonbeam, See Invisibility, Daylight Fireball, Arcane Eye, Wall of Fire, Flame Strike, and Scry. I feel like that is pretty similar. The reason you pick Life Cleric is Fireball as a cleric. So that's still there, great. They changed Warding Flare. It now has improved flare rolled into it, allowing the cleric to use the feature on themselves and their allies. And then they get a new 6th level feature, I think. Yeah. Radiance of the Dawn is the same, it looks like. And then yeah, their new 6th level feature is Revealing Light. As a bonus action, you can present your holy symbol and cast See Invisibility without expending a spell slot. When you cast it in this way, your allies also gain the benefit of the spell while within 10 feet of you. Until the spell ends, you emit bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet, and you can end it early as a bonus action. And then that's once per long rest. Seems okay. Like, yeah, not really that good. But
Okay, at best. Holy.
yeah.
When does See Invisibility come up? Like, we didn't even give it to multiple people.
Yeah, really. Yeah, no, this is bad. Yeah,
This is really bad.
Yeah.
Man. There's gotta be better ways to get Fireball on a Cleric than the subclass, is all I'm saying. This is, okay.
I mean, you could still pick the subclass. It's still good enough, but yeah, no, that could be way better.
That's just, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
disappointed by that.
the last feature, which probably don't say the name of, now benefits Radiance of the Dawn, and it no longer requires an action to deactivate early. So as a magic action, you cause yourself to emit an aura of sunlight that lasts for 1 minute, or until you dismiss it, no action required. You emit bright light in a 60-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Your enemies in the bright light have disadvantage on saving throws against your Radiance of the Dawn and any spell that deals fire or radiant damage. Which, honestly, that's a pretty big boost for your allies as well, giving them disadvantage. Like your wizard's big fire spells, all the enemies have disadvantage.
That is true.
So any enemy within 60 feet of you.
It's an action to activate this.
Yeah.
Right, so, yeah. It's pretty good. It's more of a buff for other people, for sure. But really, I don't think this one's the worst.
Yeah, clerics still have some good spells like that. Like Firestorm is okay.
It's just a 2-turn setup to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's better for your allies than you, for sure. Yeah. Which is not bad. I mean, support is fine.
I'm okay with this one.
Yeah, I think we need to change the 6th level feature, but other than that, Light Domain is pretty good.
Yeah. 6th level feature is just so disappointing.
And then Trickery Domain got some interesting changes. They changed the domain spells. The biggest nerf is that Polymorph was removed, which it was replaced with Confusion, which does make more sense thematically, but it would have been cool to have Polymorph. Now the spell list is Charm Person, Disguise Self, Invisibility, Pass Without Trace, Hypnotic Pattern, Non-Detection, Confusion, Dimension Door, and then Hold Monster and Mislead. Highlights there are obviously Pass Without Trace and Hypnotic Pattern. I would say this is still one of the better domain spell lists for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, almost all of the spells are usable, like in almost any situation. Like, there are a lot of good spells in that list.
Yeah.
That is a really good list. I get why they took Polymorph off, but it was fun for sure.
And then Blessing of the Trickster can target someone up to 30 feet away, and clerics can use it on themselves. Could they not use it on themselves before? I thought they still could. I don't know. I guess they could.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, I guess a nice quality of life buff there. And then Invoke Duplicity changed quite a bit, I think. No longer requires concentration. It requires a bonus action rather than an action, and you can teleport when you first use it, not just when you move the illusion later.
Such a good change.
Yeah, so as a bonus action, you can expend a use of your channel divinity to teleport to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see, and you create a perfect visual illusion of yourself in the space you left. It lasts for a minute, but it ends early if you become incapacitated or dismiss it as a bonus action. And then while it persists, you can cast spells as if you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. When both you and your illusion are within 5 feet of a creature that can see the illusion, you have advantage on attack rolls against that creature, given how distracting the illusion is to the target. And then as a bonus action, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see within 120 feet of yourself. Then you can teleport, swapping places with the illusion. Yeah, this is really sick.
This is a crazy subclass. Yeah. With the spell list plus this, does it have anything about how enemies can see through your illusion? Is there any way for them to be able to tell? Besides,
I mean, I think it's just like the standard way illusion magic works, they can use an action to try to see through it.
Okay.
I would imagine.
I wasn't sure if there was a.
It doesn't say that,
which is
anywhere,
weird. It just gets a little strange that they left it out for this one. But
I don't know if it usually says it in the spells, but yeah.
Even so, this is a really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at 6th level, they get a new one called Trickster's Magic, which replaces Cloak of Shadows. If you cast a spell of the Illusion School using a spell slot, you can change the spell's casting time to a bonus action for the casting, provided the spell's casting time is normally an action, and you can use that a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier per long rest. So that's really cool. They get Quicken Spell a few times for illusions.
Some bonus action Hypnotic Pattern? Or is that
I
enchantment?
think Hypnotic Pattern is enchantment, if I remember right. We can look on
That'd be very
the
nice.
spell list.
I don't know too many illusion spells, but I think that's pretty cool, actually.
Hypnotic Pattern is illusion. Yes, you
Ooh.
can. Hypnotic Pattern as a bonus action.
That is pretty nice, I won't lie. I like this subclass.
Yeah, this subclass is pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie.
There's probably a lot of niche and cool stuff you can do with that.
Yeah.
If you went through the spell list.
It says improved duplicity was poorly rated and is completely changed. The illusion of your invoked duplicity has grown more powerful. When you create it, you can teleport up to 120 feet rather than 30 feet. And when you move it, you can move it up to 60 feet rather than 30 feet. In addition, when you and your allies make attack rolls against a creature within 5 feet of the illusion, the attack rolls have advantage. And then finally, when the illusion ends, you or a creature of your choice within 5 feet of the illusion regains a number of hit points equal to your cleric level.
Wow.
So, pretty cool. I kind of like the old one better, to be honest. Imagine if you could do all those things, but with 4 duplicates.
Okay, I do see why you like that. So does invoke duplicity end when you become unconscious?
I believe so, because incapacitated. Yeah.
So the second you become unconscious, it just puts you back up. That's a little interesting. But
Yeah. You, when it ends, you or a creature of your... Yeah, it ends and then you just come back.
I'm back.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that, but that's pretty good.
It's like 20th level
Okay,
monk feature.
maybe this one is better. Yeah, it's better. It's 3 levels earlier. Dang it, dude.
120 foot teleport is pretty wild, though. That is a long
Yeah.
distance to be teleporting.
That's off the battle map in most cases.
In most cases, yeah. So, I mean, I do see why 4 could be more fun in some certain circumstances, but...
I mean, it is 17th level. It's pretty good. I mean, maybe it's you now get 2 duplicates, not 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, this is still good. Either way, yeah.
2 would be nice because you could always be giving disadvantage against attacks against you, and you could still be doing other stuff with your other duplicate.
Where's the disadvantage?
When one's within 5 feet of you.
Do they still have that?
I believe so.
No, it's you have advantage.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. You have
But
advantage.
improved duplicity lets him give advantage to your allies as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So you could give advantage to 2 allies instead of 1. But I mean, okay, maybe giving advantage to 4 allies
Yeah.
would be a little bit
You got 4 or 5
ridiculous.
familiars
Yeah.
flying around. They're unkillable, right?
We also have to keep in mind that it doesn't take concentration anymore.
That's true. Which I didn't realize it took concentration before. This
Yeah,
is such a big buff. It's great.
Yeah, this is a
It's-
really good subclass now.
This is great.
And then, yeah, lastly, we have the War Domain. They don't get bonus proficiencies anymore, which makes sense. They don't really need heavy armor or martial weapons, because you can just pick Protector. They change Flame Strike to Destructive Wave on the 5th level spells. And then War Priest now gives you a Weapon Mastery property. And then the bonus attack recharges on a short rest instead of a long rest, and it doesn't have to be paired with the attack action anymore. So yeah, you get 1 weapon mastery of a simpler martial weapon. Whenever you finish the long rest, you can change that, and you can make 1 weapon attack as a bonus action, a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier per short rest. I really like the new War Priest. That's pretty cool.
I do too.
Before you had to make the attack action first.
And you get more uses out of it too, so I like it.
It's a really simple way to combine weapon mastery with spells too, which I'm sure there's a lot of cool things you can potentially do there.
Yeah, I don't think I would have ever played the previous iteration of this, but I actually probably, with all the different changes, I'd probably consider it, to be honest.
Yeah, I only would have ever dipped it before, but I mean, this honestly seems pretty cool.
To be fair though, you got that at first level before, right?
Yeah.
So now you're getting a 3rd level. There are a lot of changes here with the whole first level not getting cleric features anymore, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully the Pact of the Blade Warlock gets weapon mastery anyway, but you could be a wisdom-based warlock and multi-class into this to get your weapon mastery.
That's true. And you get bonus section
potentially.
attack, too.
It'd honestly be cool if there was a pull weapon mastery and you could pull them into your spirit guardians, and then they take more damage.
You don't need more ways to get spirit guardians to be better, okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
Make other things better.
And then Guided Strike now lets you benefit yourself or another creature, so it basically combined the 2 options, and it's triggered by missing, ensuring it has a greater chance of causing an attack to hit. So yeah, if you or a creature within 30 feet of you misses, you can use your reaction to expend 1 use of your Channel Divinity and give that roll a +10 bonus, potentially causing it to hit.
Which I think is better now that you have way more Channel Divinities, right?
Yeah, you do have more Channel Divinities. This was one of the better Channel Divinities before anyway, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is...
It's
not
pretty
bad,
nice,
yeah.
yeah, honestly.
So there's a new War God's Blessing now, since the old one was pretty much added to Guided Strike. Whenever you cast Shield of Faith on another creature, the spell also affects you. In addition, you can cast the spell once without expending a spell slot, and you regain the ability to do so on a short rest. It's alright.
What level are you
Still
getting?
concentration, level 6. It's a 1st level spell.
Man, yeah.
Maybe like the free casting has concentration removed or something.
I was thinking that too. 1 time concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because +2 AC to 2 people, to use yourself and 1 other person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
It's good, but it's not like...
But
it's
are you
not
gonna want to
game breaking.
Yeah. Without concentration, I think this would be really good. And really fun.
And then Avatar of Battle now provides resistance to all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, not just non-magical.
It's better.
Yeah, it still feels a little weak for 17, but sure.
I mean, it's a buff.
It is. Well, I mean, not if they change resistances like people are speculating to where magical damage isn't really a thing anymore.
We'll see with...
But,
yeah, that's true. You can't really go based off speculation from now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I still feel like this could be a bit better for 17th level, because barbarians get this at level 1, but, you know, I don't know.
There's a 1 in 17.
Okay. Alright. I'm glad the video is over now. You know? Okay. Yeah.
You cut out what I said and you just end it with a dirty look of...
I'm keeping that. Yeah, so on that note, that's all we have for the Cleric. If you'd like to watch our last video where we took a look at the Monk from Playtest 6, you can check that out right here. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.